Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, my dear fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. I warmly welcome you all to the meeting number 60 of Talk and Duster Toastmaster Club. Being the sergeant at arms, it's my great pleasure to be the first speaker of today's meeting. Let me reiterate that the mission of our Toastmaster Club is to provide a positive and supportive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Before we begin the meeting, we have to follow 3 ground rules. Number 1, as a Toastmaster, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics. So please, I request everyone to refrain from using these 3 topics. Number 2, please mute yourself until and unless you are not talking. Number 3, please avoid cross-talking during the meeting. Now, I would like to hand over the mic to our presiding officer of the day. Guess who is our presiding officer? Today, our presiding officer, she is an author by profession. He is a corporate trainer and owner of planmytraining.com. He is our club president. Above all, he is a great friend of mine. Today, our Toastmaster presiding officer of the day is Lucky Daftar. With a big round of applause, let's welcome our presiding officer of the day, Lucky Daftar. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Imran. Hello, everyone. A very good morning, very good afternoon, and a very good evening to all of you from various parts of the world. I welcome you all on behalf of Chalk and Duster Toastmasters Club. And I officially bring the meeting to order. So great to see so many guests here today. Thank you all of you to join today. Toastmaster Rebecca, Ganesh Rawat, Monica, Toastmaster Chaturani, good to see you. Sudeepa, I would request guests to please speak a few words. Please introduce at least 1 or 2 of you. I request you to please introduce yourself and speak a few words. DTM Rebecca, I would love to listen to your words.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. My name is Rebecca Cuthbertson-Hulst, and I'm coming to you virtually from Edmonton, Alberta. I'm a friend of Von Erich, and he invited me to enjoy your meeting today. Here in Edmonton, I'm the Club Growth Director for District 99, and it's always exciting to go and visit other clubs. Thanks for welcoming me.
Great, thank you, thank you. It's equally exciting for us to have all of you with us. Okay, who else? I would like to invite Toastmaster Chaturani. Please share a few words. Toastmaster Melanie.
Good evening and good morning.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. I am Chaturani. I am from Sri Lanka. DTM Von Erich invited me today to join your meeting, and I would like to say thank you for that. And I will looking forward inspiring things from your meeting today.
Thank you for joining in.
Thank you. Over to you.
Great to have you. Toastmaster Shyama, thank you for accepting the invite from DTM1 and being the table topics master today.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure and honor indeed. Very good evening and good morning, good afternoon, all my global fellow Toastmasters. My name is Shaima Hafiz Marika. I am originally from Sri Lanka, but residing in Muscat, Oman, a beautiful country. And I am a teacher, science teacher, and also a coach, a personal development coach. I also conduct my personal development courses, and I am officially a VP of Paradise Toastmasters Club in Muscat, and also serve as a finance manager in Division G. Thank you so much, Coach Eric, for inviting me to experience the beautiful session today. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Toastmaster Lucky.
Thank you. Thank you for joining in. It's great to have you here. I would like to extend a warm welcome to all the guests, Toastmaster Melanie, Prabhakaran, PK Sachdeva, Ilyos, Monica Chopra, Sudeepa Laksh, Ganesh Rawat. A very, very warm welcome to all of you. We will come back to you all towards the end of the meeting, and we would love to hear from you all towards the end of the session, because of course we have to maintain the time also. So my time as presiding officer is about to get over. I would like to hand over the mic to the host of the day, the Toastmaster of the day, DTM1. DTM1 is mentor for many of us. He is our inspiration for this club, and he is one of the persons whom we all go and seek suggestions and guidance. So that is my short introduction for you, DTM1. Over to you, DTM1.
Thank you very much for that beautiful introduction, Madam President and our presiding officer. And I also want to appreciate you for watching the time. For our guests, we would like you to speak, but because of time commitment, we have to get back to you later on after the meeting. Okay. Our theme for tonight, a time for everything and everything in its time. Tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. Did you hear that? That is the sound of time. Albert Einstein once said, the only reason for time is so that everything doesn't happen at once. If you believe in that, yes, it's true. There's time for everything. Moving forward to this meeting, welcome everyone, particularly all my friends who are here. Let's go straight to our meeting, and I would like to call our grammarian for tonight. Grammarian Ashok, what's the word for us for tonight? Over to you.
Thank you, TMOD, DTM1 Eric. Today I will be playing the grammarian role. So as the grammarian, it's my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, listening carefully to their usages. I will make note of some improper English usages as well as outstanding usages. And it's also my responsibility to provide the word of the day as a grammarian. So my word of the day is glitch, G-L-I-T-C-H, glitch. The meaning is a sudden temporary malfunction. So the usage is like this: the elevators glitched. And other usage is a draft version was lost in a computer glitch. So I will put the word of the day in the chat box as well. So I encourage all the speakers and role takers to use the word of the day. I wish all the best for all the speakers. Back to you, DTM One.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashok, for that word of the day. Remember to use word of the day to glitch in your speech, in your table topic speech later on. And speaking of glitch, actually our timer has a problem on her laptop. Ravender is not here because she has an issue in her laptop. And we do need a timer. I need the help of our BP Ed, Raj. Who will be the timer for tonight?
Ravinder had to withdraw because he's unavailable. Anyone who wish to take timer role on this spot?
I'm here.
I can say. Yeah. Thank you, Pithambaran. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Raj. And thank you, my dear brother, PB, for stepping up as our timer. DTM PB, can you tell us about your role for tonight as a timer?
Thank you, Master of Ceremony, fellow Toastmasters. Greetings from Bahrain. My role today as timer is to assist all the speakers to complete their project on time, every time. Today we have 4 speeches. All of them are 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, my screen background will go to green. 6 minutes, amber, and on 7th minute, red. This will remain on till the time the speaker completes speech. For evaluation, it is 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, green, 2.5 minutes, yellow, and at 3 minutes, red will remain on till the time the speaker finishes. For table topic, it is 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, green, 1.5 minute, yellow, and 2 minute red. Shall remain on till the time the speaker finish the speech. The time will be starting from your first verbal or non-verbal communication. That means by uttering a word or showing a gesture, whatever it is. Please note that for evaluation and prepared speeches, there is a grace time on either end, that is 4 minutes 30 seconds and 7 minutes 30 seconds for speeches, and 1 minute 30 seconds to 3 minutes 30 seconds is acceptable for evaluation and prepared speeches. Whereas in table topic, at the upper end, that is up to 2 minutes 30 seconds is the time allocated if you want to be qualified for the voting. In table topic, less than 1 minute, it considered as not qualified by virtue of time. In case, if I happen to have any sort of technical glitches, I may wave my hand and shouting the time taken, like 4 minutes or 5 minutes, in whichever way it is. Believe no glitches, it's expected. Thank you, and back to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you very much, DTM PB. Thank you very much too for stepping us for the time as the timer tonight. Now, since there's a time for everything, tick tock, tick tock. Remember the time. Let's go to the speaking part of our program, and I would like to call our first evaluator, Sugat. Can you please read or state the objective of our speaker number 1? Over to you, Sugat.
Thank you, DTM Vaughn. So my speaker Toastmaster Madhu Kyar, is going to attempt his second speech of level 1, project 2 of the Pathway Presentation Mastery. The purpose of this project is to write and deliver a speech with a defined purpose on any chosen topic. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. And the speech content and the style should work together well. As I can see, Toastmaster Madhu is almost ready and in the lap of nature, and your allotted time would be 5 to 7 minutes. I wish you all the best, Speaker Madhu. Back to you, Master of the Ceremony.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sugat. Madhu, your speech. Over to you, Madhu. The virtual stage for you.
I woke up today looking at the sky. It was such a wonderful feeling. I saw the sun rise. It was mesmerizing. After a minute, I pondered, is it a east or is it a west? I got confused. Then I went back. I took my phone and opened an app and looked at it, looked at the compass and saw, is this a east or is it a west? It was showing west. I was surprised. It was pointing at the sunrise. Then I wondered, when did sun started rising in the west rather than east? Did anyone notice today? I guess not. I was just bluffing. So if you all agree, I could say sun always rises in the east and sets in the west, which, my friends, is called a universal truth or universal belief, which is also called as axioms for life. So which forms our foundations for life. Some of the examples I would like to give. Humans are mortals. Water is tasteless. Earth is round. Everything is impermanent. Change is the nature of life. These are called universal axioms or truths. On the contrary, we also have some of the other statements we come across. It is like, I am not lucky enough. I am not good enough. I don't know if I can achieve it. I don't know if I will be successful or not. These are all called your internalized, distorted beliefs. It's no one to blame. It is not the glitch in the universe. It is basically the imposed ideas from the external events that we come across. Basically, when we interact with the people, we get to form our own beliefs. So this will lead to your core foundational belief and the value system. Let me give you my own example. When I was a child, probably a 5th standard, I was eager to participate. So I enrolled in a speech contest. It was Vivekananda's birth anniversary celebration. My friends had enrolled. I also enrolled. I prepared a 10-minute speech. When my turn came, I was very much anxious. I stood there on the stage for almost 5 minutes. There were 200 plus people talking about and making a fun of it. I stood there and left. My friends, these are some of the imprints which get into our life and which forms our belief system. Even till today, I feel whenever I go to the stage that the flashes of the past memory comes into my life. So, because brain is an extremely absorbent. It absorbs all the informations from all our senses, the people we talk about, the environment we engage, from all the sources. It takes the thoughts and beliefs. It forms our belief system. The belief can be enabling or disabling. It can make or break your behavior. Basically, this is the core foundation of our attitude towards life. How we face the future consequences or the events in a very positive outlook way or in a negative outlook way. So it is our responsibility to rethink our beliefs. What is that we are internalizing? Should I accept this belief? What is my belief toward money? What is my belief toward the life? What is my belief toward the other people? How am I engaging? What is that internally I am internally self-talk, or if I engage in the self-talk, what is that I am engaging in it? So these beliefs will result in your future goal, or how do you commit to your goal? How do you pursue your goals? So I ask you to reflect, is your belief enabling you or is it holding you back? So you can just pause and think on any one of the belief and think, is it helping me or is it disabling me? So I want to give you one more story. You all might have heard of a Dasharath Manji, a mountain man. He was a laborer from Bihar, Gaya. He is called the mountain man. He was taking his pregnant wife to the medical center on the other side of the mountain, and she unfortunately fell, and because of that delay, she passed away. He committed on that day and believed with a purpose that he will make sure that no one in his village suffers this consequence. So he dug an entire road through the mountain. It is 360 feet length, 36 feet wide, and 22 feet height. And it took him 22 years. He used the hammer and the chisel. He did it all alone by himself. The lesson that we can learn from this is, like, if the purpose is clear and if you believe in a cause, you will endure it. It took him 22 years to do single-handedly. So my friends, so I encourage you to rethink your belief. I have started rethinking my limitations and getting over it. I invite you all to reflect your beliefs that you hold. Thank you so much. Over to you, Master Sarvani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Madhu, for your wonderful speech tonight. Thank you for sharing your story too. Thank you. Moving on to our next speaker, Pradeep, and I would like to call evaluator for Pradeep. Toastmaster Imran, are you there? Are you ready? Or sorry, Toastmaster Lucky, I should say, our club president.
Okay, so Toastmaster Pradeep Shetty is doing his level 2, and the project is leadership styles. So he is taking up the pathway effective coaching, and his level 2 first speech, this one is, his topic is my leadership style. What he would be focusing on, that the purpose of this project is for him to identify his or her primary leadership style or styles, and the purpose of his speech would be to share some aspects of his primary leadership style or discuss the leadership styles in general. Over to you, DTM.
Thank you, Madam President. Pradeep is a mindset transformation coach. He is also passionate to learn new things every day and from everyone. I love that. Pradeep, my leadership style, Pradeep. Over to you. Thank you.
Are leaders born or are leaders made? Over to you. My Toastmasters, all my fellow Toastmasters, good evening, good morning from wherever you are joining, and also to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you very much. Leadership is not about being in charge. It's about taking charge of all the people around you and taking them towards one direction. Leadership, my dear friends, according to me, is a skill. which can be learned as time passes. You can be in and around with people and they will take you to your destination. There is a great book written by Robin Sharma, my favorite personality. Whenever I enter my room, I do see his photograph towards my left, just opposite to my room. He had written a book, A Leader with No Title. In order to be a leader, my dear friends, you don't need to have that badge as a manager, as a SVP, or the CEO of a company. A person from anywhere, right from bottom to the top, anybody can go ahead and start leading. I'm also surrounded by a couple of other great coaches over here the moment I enter my room, and I feel great about it that yes, I'm surrounded by such great personalities. The attributes of great leader, I have coined it as COOLI, C-O-O-L-I. C stands for, they are good communicators. They are very good in communicating, my dear friends. O, they're optimistic. Come what may, you are surrounded by good, bad, positive, negative people, but they are optimistic. Third, they are open-minded. Oh, the third O is open-minded. They are very clear. Okay, that's fine. They'll receive from everybody, but final decision will be done by them according to the situations. L is leading. They come forward, they lead, and they show people that, yes, I can do it, and so can you. That's how they take the other people and keep them forward. There are several examples in this, even in ISRO, right? When something went wrong, Mr. Satish, who was the ISRO chairman at that time, he came forward and addressed the press conference, keeping APJ Abdul Kalam behind, saying that it's not his mistake. And when the next year they launched that rocket, right, the satellite, and he said, I'm not going to be there, APJ Abdul Kalam, you need to come forward and you need to address the press conference. So such are great leaders. A great coach can change a game, right? And a good coach, I would say the best coach, he can change your life. So coaching, my leadership style is 2, which I got the highest marks when I did my project. One is coaching, and the second is democratic. I would like to cite an example of coaching, which I did 2 years back with this great lady. She was happy, rather she is happy, but end of the day, internally, she was not happy inside. Her husband is in a very top position in a company, and they have everything, almost everything, right? Whatever they need, good position, status, everything. 2 kids, they are great, they're good in schools, and their in-laws, whom she would stay with, they're also doing great. But deep inside, she was not happy. She always, she used to be sad. She used to think something is missing in my life. And then she used to talk to herself, no, something good needs to happen. When that time she approached me, it was around May, around the time when the COVID started. I coached her 3 or 4 sessions. Long story short, she said, when she was in college, like first year, second year of college, she had to start working. She loved dancing, that is Bharatnatyam. The moment whenever she used to listen to that music, that classical music or Bharatnatyam, she used to enjoy herself. She used to feel, wow, fantastic. She thought she would earn and join some Bharatnatyam class. But my dear friends, 12 years into marriage, she was never able to even go to the premises where there was a Bharatnatyam classes, just 5 or 6 kilometers from her place. I told her, you need to take action. She said, I don't have time. Morning, I need to prepare for my husband, then the kids, my in-laws. She said, I don't have time. I said, every busy person on this planet has the best time. A busy man has always the best time. You need to remove that time from outside, right, from your busy schedule, and you need to put it. And finally, she got the time slot of 11 to 12 noon, which was the best time. She joined the classes nearby, Bharatnatyam. She was so happy. She started performing in her social clubs, and she was very well renowned. From that day onwards, she had a bright smile in her face and she was always happy. The second type of example which I would like to give here is about being democratic, helping others to take decisions. I'm one of the core team members of a group called Authors Alley. We had done 2 sessions of this Authors Alley. We have 3 core members, one being myself and 2 others. So whenever we used to sit for a discussion, we had a lot of decision-making things. And all my fellow core team members, they are great, they are super, they're fantastic, because we worked through collaboration and communication. When collaboration and communication comes together, my dear friends, that's how the leader starts getting to the next level. If I'm not able to perform, the other person in that group, in that co-team steps in, hey, Pradeep, I'm going to take charge of it and I'm going to lead. So that's the true leader. So leaders are not one who is in charge. Leaders are the one who take care of all the people of whom they are in charge. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you very much.
What a beautiful message, Toastmaster Pradeep. Leaders take care of the people they are in charge with. Thank you. Beautiful. I love that. I believe there will be an evaluation form for each and speaker. Toastmaster Raj, our BP Ed, or our Zoom master, if we have an evaluation form for each speaker, I'll be giving 30 seconds to complete that form. If not,
Yes, Vaughn, we will share after some time, Vaughn.
thank you very much for that information. Yes, we will going to share the speech evaluation for each speaker. So moving on, I would like to call our speaker number 3. And this time, our evaluator number 3 is ready to tell the purpose of Raj speech for tonight. Toastmaster Imran, the virtual stage is yours. Over to you. Toastmaster Imran, you ready? Looks like there's a little glitch again.
I think he is having problem talking.
Hello, audible?
There you go. Yes.
Wait. Okay. Thank you so much, Master of the Ceremony. Today, target speaker is Toastmaster Raj Bharat. He is going to attempt his level 3 project 1. His pathway is effect coaching. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. I am looking for a well-structured, well-delivered speech which is include a story. Timer, please note the time would be 5 to 7 minutes. I wish my over to you, Master of Ceremony.
Thank you. I always believe in you, even with any glitches that came to your life. You always overcome it. So thank you very much. Raj, the gardener, Raj.
Thank you. Hope I am audible. Is good. Okay. An apple. My mother gave me this once and said, Raj, Take this apple every day and you will help yourself to get doctor early. Since day, I took an apple every day for a month. Believe me, my health improved. But after a month still, I realized I am still not mentally and physically fit. I connected again with my mother. She said, wake up in early morning and go for walk or run. Okay. Next day, I started waking up at 4 a.m. every day. Very difficult it was. But my mother, she had to. So I got little challenge in the start, but I started waking up. And you know what? I never ran earlier, but I started running or jogging or walking since that day. I did same for a month, regularly, daily. Believe me, it helped me a lot to get mentally and physically fit to doing everyday tasks. When my mother observed that I am going to fit much better, she said, develop a new hobby of reading a book in the morning. I love this idea. And from that day onwards, while I was going for walk, I carried a book of my favorite writer, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Wings of Fire, because that inspired me a lot. And after running of and half an hour around, I started sitting in a garden and started reading my book. I developed this routine on daily basis, and really believe me, it was an enjoyable moment for me all these days. Once I was sitting at chair in the garden and reading my book, I observed that a bunch of parrots started rumbling around me. It was sweet moment. It was very pleasant moment. Some parrots were green color, some yellow color, some white one. They came towards me and just enjoying playing with me. I was also enjoying a lot those moments. Someone went, and all these voices were very pleasant. Next few days after, I started carrying some foods along with me to offer to those parrots because they started coming to my bench almost daily basis in that garden. Everyone was very happy. Even I had word with gardener of that garden. He was saying that these are just like regular visitor of this garden. Once upon a time, I was having the similar posture, reading my book, enjoying and playing with those parrots. I observed at a branch of a tree, one parrot were sitting static there. He was not enjoying like all other parrots which are in the surrounding. I took some my fruits, guava, and gave to that. That parrot ate, but did not move here and there from that place. I asked gardener, why this parrot is not enjoying like any other parrot? He said he had some health issues probably since childhood, and he was still at the same branch. He does not move, he does not fly. Okay, I said. But I did not stop my routine. I used to visit garden daily in the morning, used to bring some fruits and used to offer to those parrots and those two small parrot too who was not flying. After 2 days, I observed that there were no any sitting parrot in that branch. I asked them, what happened to those parrots? I can't see him now. He said, yeah, he fly today. I was happy. I said, oh, wow, great. But he was not able to fly. How you made him fly? The gardener said to me, I cut down that branch of the tree. Gardener said, I cut down that branch of the tree, then that parrot fly. Fellow Toastmasters and dear kids, I learned a great learning here. That gardener made life of that parrot very uncomfortable after breaking the branch of the tree where that parrot was sitting. And that parrot had no any option apart from fly. In our life, we always get many such persons who make our life hell, who make our life very difficult, who make our life like, oh my God, please go away from my life. But you know what life teaches us? We should pray to those persons. We should pray, we should thankful to those persons. Why? Because those persons are making our life very uncomfortable so that we can come out from our comfort. We can take some such steps we never took before. Dear friends, if you find any such person in your life, do not criticize them. Just praise them. Just be thankful and grateful to them that thank you. You made me uncomfortable with that situation so that I developed my strength and took my step forward. Thank you. Back to you, Masters.
Thank you very much. That is Raj, our club sponsor and our club vice president, the heart and soul of this club. Thank you for making me hungry by showing the apple, by the way. Now I'm hungry. Okay, moving on. We're a little bit behind on our schedule. I would like to call directly on the evaluator number 4, and this is Manoj, or our speaker number 4. Manoj?
Yes.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
There you go. Thank you, Manoj.
Good wishes to all Toastmasters and elite guests. This evening, the last prepared speaker is distinguished Toastmaster Pitambaram. He's giving the first speech in high performance leadership series in a time limit of 5 to 7 minutes. DTM Pitambaram is going to express and share his vision using his knowledge of leadership and planning. It involves developing a project plan, organizing and a guidance committee, and of course, implement the plan with help of a team. So now let's gear up to listen to the plan and the vision of DTM Pitambaram. Over to the Master of Ceremony.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manoj. Thank you very much. Our fourth speaker, DTM PB, for his level 5 project HPL. DTM PB, over to you.
Let the best win. Let the best win. Let the best win. How many of you heard these phrase repeatedly in Toastmasters? Can I have someone to read? Yes. Yes. What's it all about? It is on the contest day when the contest chair calls and tell after the briefing just before commencing the contest. let the best win. And I am here on a mission to ensure that the best among us wins the contest. My dear Master of Ceremony, fellow Toastmasters, about a couple of weeks back, the club president and vice president of education approached me saying that we want you to be the contest coordinator for our club contest scheduled on 8th and 15th of October. I was thrilled because I realized that the club leadership trusted me to be the man behind the contest. So why not? My mission actually started. And we all know that we have a lot of resources when it comes to conducting a contest. But believe me, the strength and the support of the club leadership, the president and vice president of education together, we made a team to discuss, to brainstorm how, what, and when we need to implement the things. Later, I realized that they both are going to participate in the contest. So I cannot disturb them much because I don't want to give them that burden as well. So my entire aim is that to have a glitch-free, hassle-free, flawless contest for our club where every member enjoy it. Every member put their best foot forward and learn from the experienced Toastmasters around the globe. When I say around the globe, believe me, for conducting a contest, at least I need 20 functionaries. And that's 20 functionaries are from around the globe. My role here is just limited to give the support to each of them to do their role in the best way. Is that the only role I have? No. I believe my role will not end till the time I ensure that every participant of this club, every contestant of this club enjoy that contest moment. Experience that moment so that they will come forward to take up such roles in their future. And as we all know, the Bible for contest is Toastmasters Contest Rulebook, form number 1171. Every year it gets updated and published. And that is the one thing what I am going to refer throughout this period, along with certain other documents what Toastmasters provide. Hey, I got a no limit budget for conducting the contest. Because it's online, I don't have to spend anything, right? So that is the reason I thought, okay, it is an opportunity for me to show what I earned throughout this period as a Toastmaster to develop, to set a team, to put the vision forward and make it possible. Ladies and gentlemen, we know that there are a lot of resources available for us in Toastmasters. The connection, the camaraderie, the attachment we have each other to serve, to ensure that integrity, respect, service, and excellence is maintained throughout this process where everyone wants to be a winner. I always believe that a team can do wonders. I alone, limited. I have certain limitations within me. Whereas if I form a team of right individuals for the right sport, I am sure that anything and everything is possible. My mission plan, which I am as of now working through with the entire team, is going to be on display after a week, exactly on the 7th day from now on at the same time. I want you all to be part of it. Those guests joined us today want to be part of this, to enjoy every moment of that flawless, glitch-free, technically hassle-free, and enjoying contest. Are you going to be with me? Yes. So let the best win. Back to you, Master of Ceremony.
Thank you, DTMPB. Thank you for our chairman and organizer of our contest. Next week, our evaluation speech contest next Saturday, and the following Saturday is our international speech contest. So you are all invited. Come and join this contest. We have 4 speakers tonight. So later, we will going to vote who will be the best speaker. That means we have also 4 evaluators. We are also going to vote who will be the best evaluator. But for now, there's a time for everything. So let's focus first on the most exciting part of any Toastmaster meeting, which is the table topic master or the impromptu speech. Our table topic masters from District 105, a good friend and a fellow coach, is a BPA of Paradise Toastmaster Club, and at the same time, the finance manager of Division G of District 105. Toastmaster Shiyama, you have 15 minutes for this portion. Let's rock and roll. Over to you.
Thank you very much, DTM Von Eric, for that wonderful introduction. Very good morning, good evening once again to all my fellow Toastmasters and the guest present today here. As you all know, impromptu speaking, right? The purpose of table topic is to enhance our impromptu speaking. We all come across these many situations in our life, be at home with our spouse or family members, or be at a professional setting with our colleagues, staff, right, boss, and everyone. So sometimes we struggle, we may stumble to speak promptly, right? So this segment, the purpose of this segment is to give an opportunity for all Toastmasters to enhance their critical thinking and speaking skills in unexpected moments. On their own feet, the best answers should come, right? So as DTM Von Eric mentioned, there is a time for everything, and time is in, there is time for everything, and everything is in its time, right? So we have our life, we have experienced through many experiences in our life experiences, which gives us so many lessons. And sometimes we go through glitches as well, right? Not only in the online platform, now life as well. Glitches gives us, I may take it as like challenges, isn't it? So let's hope for a hassle-free, glitches-free segment. Now, with this, I would like to people to volunteer for this segment. I have got one person messaging me, just he wanted to participate. I would like this open it now. Yes, Munish Gupta is there. And who else, whoever would like to participate, please use this reaction button and you can raise your hands. Thank you very much, everyone. Let's begin with Toastmaster Munish Gupta. Right? According to the team, I have selected few questions today. For you, Toastmaster Munish Gupta, the topic for you is, how old would you be if you didn't know how old you are? I repeat, how old would you be if you didn't know how old you are?
How old I wouldn't be if I didn't know how old I am. To be honest with you, every day I learn something new. And I think that my age is 54. So this thing I'm learning at this age. I didn't know about before these things. I find some of the people, the youngsters, those who are half of my age because of education, they know those things I do not know. That day, I think that how old I am, that I didn't know about these things. So still, I feel blessed that I have come to know about this thing. Some people, they die down and they do not come to know that this is the mistake they are making. And Toastmasters is the best platform where different speakers speaks, where different people speak table topic, where we get an opportunity to learn something new. This is a meeting where we can do healthy discussion. If I sit with a friend, maybe some of them will do pitching, some of them do gossip, and some of them, there are people, those who talk where we learn something, but Toastmaster, 100%, whoever will speak, we are going to take away from that person. So that day, I think, how old I am, that I didn't know about that thing, how old I am to learn these things. And there is always a room for improvement. Whatever we want to achieve, we can't say that we are perfect in this field. We know everything. But every day we learn something. I'm a fitness freak. So every time I think that I have learned something new. Some of the mistakes, silly mistake which I made, I'll tell you honestly, I thought I will have some healthy food. I went out of my town. I took prantas with me. And if you know about, I ate all entire day prantas. Then afterwards, I came to know that pranta is full of carbs. I was thinking that I'm having homemade food. So how old I am, how old I will come to know. So these things every day we learn. Over to the Toastmaster, please.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Munish. That was a wonderful answer, I must say. Next, let's choose another person who was messaging me. So let's start with Toastmaster Yash Asnani. Toastmaster Yash Asnani, are you ready?
Yes.
Is there ever a time when giving up makes sense? I repeat, is there ever a time when giving up makes sense? Toastmaster Yash?
Yes, I got the topic. Yeah. Generally, I do not recommend people to give up easily. But if the circumstances prevail, then it is necessary for one to give up. This thing happened with me as a manager of a project where I needed to handle a project of a large scale project where basically 10 people were working with me. There were few employees who were basically not performing up to the mark. Initially, what I did was I tried to understand why they were not performing well, and I tried to empathize if they had some things. When I was trying to understand why they were not performing well, for some I could clearly see that they had some emotional downfall in their personal life. So I tried to empathize with them and I gave them the time. But the same people tried to underperform in the next time as well. So then I again asked them the question, why are they underperforming? To which I again got the answer that they have some personal issues. And this cycle kept on going on for the next 3-4 months. At the end, I came to know from one of my colleagues that they were just bluffing around. So that is where I decided that it is better to give up on them, or else those people who are performing well will also go under the wire because the project will fail. So I decided that it's better to replace them with other resources, as we need the project and the company to stand its reputation, as this will not only help the company, but it will also help the resources in that project, as it will give them a chance to prove their skills. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Wow, what a great experience. Yes, exactly. It's not about giving up. Is not a good concept, but still sometimes it makes sense, right? Thank you very much, Toastmaster Yash, for that wonderful presentation. And next, let's move on to Toastmaster Laura Jones. Toastmaster Laura Jones, would you like to take up a topic?
Yes, I would. Yeah.
Yes, your topic for tonight is, what is your fondest memory from your childhood? I repeat, what is your fondest memory from your childhood?
My fondest memories of my childhood is the time that I used to spend in the summertime with my grandmother. She would tell me stories about my relatives who came from England, and I'm actually related to the House of Windsor. And I would imagine what it would have been like to be able to go there and meet those people. But one of my favorite parts of that story is my mother would tell me that I had champagne taste on a beer budget. And she said it was from the royal blood, that I wanted everything decadent and beautiful. And I learned to be very creative with that because we were very poor. My mother was single, and I learned to be so creative as a child, and it has really transpired into my adult life. And it is just one of my favorites. Our ancestors, our family, that's probably my favorite memory of my childhood, is those visits with my grandmother. She was born in the 1800s. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much. That was a very beautiful memory. Thank you for sharing that with us. Exactly. Childhood is part of our life, right? We cannot get rid of that. The memory always we cherish with, right? Thank you very much, Toastmaster Laura, for that. Let's move on to the next question now. Let me pick a person. Yes, Toastmaster Lucky Raftar, right? Am I pronouncing your word correctly? Name correctly? Yes. The topic for you is, what worries you about the future? I repeat, what worries you about the future? Toastmaster Lucky Raftar.
What worries you about the future? We all have worries about future, but my thought recently, I have started thinking in a manner that worrying is something that we should refrain from. I don't think that worrying is going to help us anyways. Future will come as it is. We don't have control over it. I think, in fact, I have coined this terminology, which is very apt over here, and I have talked about it in some of my speeches, that is art of worrying. Let's focus on art of worrying. Worries will always be there. We'll always have the worries in our life, but let's learn the art of worrying. Sometimes if we don't have something important to worry on, we tend to worry on mundane things, useless stuff. So let's not focus on those stuff. Let's focus on our goals. Let's focus on things that will help us progress. So let's learn the art of worrying. Stop worrying for future. Learn the art of worrying, thinking, progressing, and focusing on your goals, on your progress for your future. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Coach Toastmaster Lucky Dastar, for sharing that art of worrying, right? A new thing, new statement. I loved it. And now let's move on with the final, because the time consists everything, right? As you all know, for the final topic. So let me choose today Ilos. Am I sounding your name correctly? Ilos, Toastmaster Ilos, right? Yes. The topic for you is, what is the best part of growing older? I repeat, what is the best part of growing older?
What is the best part of growing older? Well, I have a glitch here in my life. I did some of time skip because of procrastination. I feel like I need to take a break. I took a hiatus several times in my life. When I was graduated from my university, I got the cum laude, the best student of the university. But because of my dream and my wildest and craziest dreams, I need to become an entrepreneur. I feel like living in a hallucination. I feel like I'm living the best of my life, but that's not the best part of me. But coming on growing older, I realized that I should not only about expect more, but I should do best in every single day. So even though you have a big, big dream, but you need to make sure that it is a dream that can come true. Well, Toastmaster is one of the biggest dreams that I have had before. Long time ago, my mentor approached me exactly like 10 years ago, and I joined Toastmaster after like, yes, you heard it right, 10 years. So yeah, after holding back to join Toastmaster, I joined, and Toastmaster is one of the best decisions that I have made. That I have grown not only older but mature, mature in public speaking, mature in leadership, and mature in networking. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, even though we have split in our life, it doesn't matter how you respond and how you react to. That's my reaction. What is yours?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Toastmasters. Yes. With time constraint, I would like to end up today's segment. Hope you all had a wonderful session today. Now, back to you, Master of the Ceremony, DTM Juan Eric.
Thank you, Coach Shiyama. Wonderful questions. Thank you very much. I love all your questions. Probably I'm going to ask you to forward me all those questions later on. But yes, the question is related to the past, present, and future. But remember, there's a time for everything. Don't worry. Just enjoy life. Enjoy life. Smile. Live a little. Now, let's go to another portion of our meeting. We're a little bit behind in our schedule. I'm going to call our special guest, one of our special guests, my dear friend, and I'm shadowing her in her role as a club growth director. And also I'm on her team as a club growth director in Coaches Club or Coaches Group of District 99. Distinguished Toastmaster Rebecca Holtz, our general evaluator. Over to you.
Thanks very much, Von Eric. Hello, everyone. This is the evaluation section of the meeting. As you know, there's the extemporaneous speaking, there's the prepared speaking. Sometimes you have business meetings, but this is one of my favorite sections of the meeting because we can hear people who are actually also doing extemporaneous speaking. They're giving speeches on the fly based on what they observed earlier in the meeting. So it's really a culmination of all of the skills we've been working on in Toastmasters. Our first evaluator that we get to enjoy today is Sugat, and Sugat will be evaluating for Madhu. So please, without further ado, Sugat.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. The great Sadhguru says that if you believe in something, that is the end of your learning. Instead of that, accept that you do not know. Because you do not know is a tremendous possibility. And I think that's what our speaker today was trying to focus on, to rethink our beliefs. And he has ignited this within ourselves, that when we go to bed today, we will rethink all our beliefs, that whether we are stopping ourselves. So I want to congratulate Speaker Madhu for achieving his speech purpose. A big round of applause. Starting from the best things you did, Madhu, in your speech. The first thing is you created an environment around you with your background, which is a small thing, but you created that. And you started with some hooks that the sun is coming from the west. And that really, made us think that, oh, really? What happened here? And then you went on to share with us some childhood stories, which is always lovely. Hearing to childhood stories, always lovely. And overall, I see your comfort level on the camera, seeing all, you're making an eye contact to everyone, with everyone. It was very calm and composed, which I really liked. And now I have one thing to challenge you all, okay? But two more tips as well. So one thing to challenge and two more tips. I want to challenge you on your vocal variety, because that is going to help you for your next speeches, and especially for the next one, which will be the introduction of vocal variety. Like when you were talking about 200 people in front of you when you were on stage, so you could have made your voice a little bit shrink. Oh my God, 200 people. Like that. Try to act a little bit, make your voice like you were really frightened of that. So this is all I can think of, which I noticed and you can really improve upon for the next meetings, for the next speeches for that matter. And now two tips. First tip is when you are speaking, try to make a setup which comes on your eye level, because right now it looks like you're speaking from above, okay? Like really from the sun. So try to make it on your eye level so that everyone is on your level. And the second tip is there was a little glitch when you coughed a little bit in between. For that, I want to recommend you, whenever you're going for any speech engagements, try to gargle your throat with warm water. That will really help you. Overall, I think you nailed it. You met your speech purpose and you gave a wonderful speech and you inspired all of us. Thank you, and I wish you all the best for your next engagements.
Thank you.
Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thanks very much. Our next evaluator today is Lucky, and she'll be evaluating for Pradeep. So, Lucky.
Leadership. And you talked about leadership in a manner that you were leading your speech with great enthusiasm, with great voice modulation, with great content. You nailed it completely, and I loved your speech. Pradeep Shetty, your speech was exemplary. The way you structured your entire content with a good start, with a statement. You started with a wonderful line from Robin Sharma's book. Then you spoke about Cooley, you spoke about various aspects of leadership, and then you shared about your experience, your own leadership style, your experience with leadership. Overall, I loved your entire flow of the structure of your speech. You excelled at your posture. You excelled at using the gestures. You excelled at voice modulation. All of the aspects of a great speech were at display when Pradeep Shetty was giving his speech. Now coming to few feedbacks, which are small observations wherein you have done really great. You have already, I would say, you are somewhere around 7 or 8. You are there. Maybe a little bit more working on that will take you to 10, which will make you at the top on that. So 3 things. Yes, your voice modulation was great. I would say it was exemplary. At certain situations wherein you were talking about someone else, a little bit of modulation and a little bit of pitch variations would have added to the effect. When you spoke about a lady who felt that life is not great, so a little bit more emphasis on the lower pitch would have added a bit more impact. Your pace was also very good, again, somewhere around 8. I felt that a bit of slowing down at certain places, wherein the structure of your speech moved from one point to the other. At those positions, if a pause could be added, that would have enhanced it even further. And that is the third point also, that the structure. The structure was great, but a little bit of enhancement could be done with the help of pace and pauses. Overall, you were a leader in your speech. Wonderful. I look forward to listening to you more. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Lucky. Our third evaluator today is Imran, and Imran is giving an evaluation for Raj. Please welcome Imran.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Tell a story for add value in others' life to inspire others. Dear everyone, today my target speaker, Toastmaster Raj Bharat, shared with us a well-delivered, well-structured, a beautiful story that inspired me to get up early in the morning, to grow a habit of reading book, to overcome all the glitches, and he inspired me to come out from my comfort zone. While I'm listening to my speaker, Toastmaster Raj Bharat, I was facing technical glitch. That's why I cannot able to listen his speech clearly. But I am trying my level best to find few points. I listened. He shared with me the struggle, how he able to manage to grow this habit of getting early in the morning, reading habit, and what we can overcome our comfort zone. I love because I never see Toastmaster Raj Bharat giving a speech with standing position. So today I saw him that he gave his speech with a standing position with lots of hand gesture and vocal variety. I able to heard there was he made some sounds, different types of voice that was really amazing. Congratulations, my speaker, for meeting the speech objective, which is telling a story in speech. So you narrate your life story perfectly. Here, if I talk about recommendation, I cannot give you recommendation right now because I was facing issue to listen you properly, but I will listen the recording and give you the honest feedback. Over to you, Master of the Ceremony.
I'll take over. I'm the general evaluator, Rebecca, and thanks very much for your evaluation, Imran. Next, we have an evaluator for Manoj, and Manoj will be evaluating for Pithambaran. Manoj.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I hope I am audible. Am I audible to each one of you?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Leaders are visionaries, and a great leader prepares a team for future, overcoming all glitches. And that's what Pithambaram did today. Choosing to speak on something that is doing in last 2 weeks is preparing all of us to face 2 contests. And he has taken up to be the man behind the contest. And he took it very, very cheerfully because he says, I am chosen to do this job. And for doing this, he has gone through the rule book, the Bible, and he has chosen 20 people, 20 functionaries from all around the world. So this is a great thing that he has done. And whenever he spoke about all this, with that pride that was radiating from his face, from his body language, the posture gestures, and of course, the vocal variety. And that is how he started his speech. Let the best win. And it came thrice like a refrain. And from that, he set the tone that yes, this is the vocal variety and I can ace it. Then the smile, perpetual smile on his face, the expressions, they are picture perfect when he delivered this speech. Now, coming on to few recommendations. I feel though your speech was of a near perfect delivery, there are 2 suggestions. First is the structure. It flowed on and you carried the audience along with you to witness your vision. But how did you motivate the team? You just spoke, I have chosen 20 speakers, 20 functionaries to help me. The great challenge of any leader is to choose those 20 functionaries and show them the vision for realization of the final target. That is what I wanted to listen to. How did you motivate them? That somehow, though we got the blueprint, that thing was missing, how you motivated them. And second thing is the conclusion. Icing on the cake is the conclusion. The last words does count. And somehow the takeaway for the audience, the last words are missing. I still remember the way you started, but I forgot how you ended it. I wish you could have ended it like, dear contestants, stand on your feet and get ready, because me and my team of 20 functionaries are all ready to give you that experience of being a contestant in both these contests. But overall, your gestures were perfect. I feel that the natural flow of language was great, the great vocal variety, and I wish I could deliver a speech like you. Thank you. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Manoj. Next in the evaluation section, we have a report from our timer. And I have to say, special thanks for stepping in as timer today. So let's hear from Pithan Baram.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters. Greetings once again. And the time taken by each speaker, Toastmaster Madhu took 6 minutes, 19 seconds. Toastmaster Pradeep took 6 minutes, 59 seconds. Toastmaster Raj took 7 minutes, 28 seconds. And Distinguished Toastmaster Pidambar, myself, took 6 minutes, 36 seconds. Then come to table topic. G, can I continue with the table topic time as well? Madam General Evaluator, shall I continue with the other timing as well?
Please. Yes, please.
Thank you. Toastmaster Manish Gupta spoke 2 minutes, 22 seconds. Toastmaster Yash Asnani took 2 minutes, 18 seconds. Toastmaster Laura Jones spoke 1 minute, 26 seconds. Toastmaster Lucky spoke for 1 minute, 32 seconds. Toastmaster Elios E.T. spoke 2 minutes, 21 seconds. When it comes to evaluation, Toastmaster Saukar, 3 minutes, 29 seconds. Toastmaster Lucky, 3 minutes, 18 seconds. Toastmaster Imran, 2 minutes, 39 seconds. And Toastmaster Lenka, 3 minutes, 24 seconds. Glad to inform that there are no disqualification in terms of time. Thank you. Back to you, Master General Evaluator.
Thanks very much. Next, we have our feedback from our grammarian, Ashok. Ashok?
Thank you, General Evaluator Rebecca. So like Imran, I also had some technical glitch, so I missed some part of the session. So here is my reports. The word of the day was a glitch. DTM1 Eric used oftentimes, and Pitambaran used, Madhu used, Siyama, Ilios, Sugat, Imran, and Manoj. So these are the people used the word of the day. Coming to the observations, the good words I observed are exemplary, perpetual, fondest memory, refrain, nailed it. And some of the good phrases are belief system can break or make your life. Everything is impermanent, and time is everything. Everything is in time. So these are the good phrases I have observed. Coming to the few corrections that I observed are he uses hammer can be corrected as he used the hammer, and asked gardener can be corrected as asked the gardener. So I have learned can be corrected as I have learned. So these are my observation. Back to General Evaluator Rebecca. Thank you all.
Very much. I did notice in the chat that there was a motion to extend the meeting by 10 minutes, which means I get to give some evaluations myself. So thanks for that, everybody. I did wanted to share that I was appreciative of the meeting starting on time, but I did see right at the beginning that we started to get a bit off track. We were off track kind of into the second and third sections of the meeting as well. One of the things I could encourage you all to do is if the timer is a bit more assertive in either providing comments in the chat to let everyone know we're a bit behind, or for the timer to try to bring that to the attention of the Master of Ceremony so that we could try to tighten things up a bit. Another point about timing, when the table topic section started, it was fantastic. And I do believe our guest table topic master was wonderful with her her chosen questions, and we did have a lot of volunteers, but we were well past the time for that. So perhaps the motion to extend the time could have happened during the table topic timing, because we were already, I think, 10 minutes behind by the time the table topic section was over. Something to keep in mind. While I am saying that it is good to perhaps have that motion to extend, on the flip side, we have to be careful. One of the rules we heard at the very beginning was to avoid talking in the meeting. However, I was distracted quite a bit this meeting. People were sending chats during other people's speeches. And this was happening during prepared speeches. It was happening during table topic speeches. I would ask you to refrain. Maybe you love the question of the table topic master. Don't say that to the table topic master in front of everyone during a chat, during the person's answer. So please be careful about that, because it can be distracting. I'm not sure what type of platform or what type of devices you're all using, but I myself am using a phone. So whenever a chat came up, it blocked the visual for me, and it was a bit challenging. So please keep that in mind, especially when they are your own rules that were stated at the beginning of the meeting. I did want to say I loved how the timer stepped up. He was already speaking. He was already doing such a fantastic job, but I want to give a special kudos to Pithambaran, because you did such a good job. And at the beginning, when you're sharing the timing role, you had just stepped into the role, but you had done such a fantastic job. I love how the timing cards actually had the words on them too, which is fantastic for many of our Toastmasters who are colorblind. And you talked about something that a lot of timers don't do. What they said, I'm going to start the timing when the first verbal word starts with a nonverbal gesture, and that's always good to know. You also said that you explained the acceptable timing, which was fantastic. You did that at the beginning, and then at the end, you also shared that the people were not disqualified, which I really enjoyed. You didn't just report on it, you shared that, and I love that. For our grammarian, I thought you've picked a fantastic, cool word, glitch. And although we had a couple of glitches during the meeting today, it was fun. It was fun to say glitch. I'm not sure if I saw everyone either give this type of gesture or this type of gesture, but when you hear the word of the day, do that, and it will draw the grammarian's attention so that they could start tallying things up. Because if you don't bring it up and help with that visual part, it might just be so smooth and subtle, built right into someone's speech, that the grammarian might not even notice that the word of the day is being used. So please, everyone, help the grammarian and give some type of gesture. For our table topic master, I already touched on, you did a fantastic job. Please maybe keep in touch with the timer throughout the meeting. Sometimes the table topic master will say, do I have a bit more time? Timer, and that is good to have feedback, because we do care a lot about the timing in Toastmaster speech. I myself wanted to pin the timer earlier in the meeting, and there was a bit of a glitch because someone was spotlighted. I wasn't able to pin the timer, and that's a bit of a missed opportunity. For our evaluators, I thought the evaluators did such a fantastic job giving, not only touching base on the objectives that the speakers were working on, but also giving quality feedback. And I encourage you all, because we are Toastmasters, we want to get better every single meeting. Every time we speak, don't just give the best examples, but also give those examples of the room for improvement. So I saw a lot of examples on the room for improvement when there were, discussions about kind of slowing down at some points, that like he mentioned, talking about the modulation and pitch, and how we could just bring that speech a little bit better. Imran, I liked how you started with the word of the day right away. That was fantastic. Again, talking about the objectives of the speech, fantastic. Manoj, you said the word of the day too, let the best win. I love that. Noting the opening, when you note the person in the speech's words, then you're telling them that they were impactful for you, and it really is warming. You also had great gestures yourself. You were standing, I love it, but I have to warn you, when we stand up, be careful, because if we don't raise the camera up, we get that up the nose shot, which we're trying to avoid. So be careful about that. And let's see, for Sugat, when you evaluated Madhu, I liked how you said he has ignited this, and that was, it gave me chills. I really love that. You also talked about that eye level of the camera and different things to, you know, do, like gargling the warm water. I really liked how you had the evaluation almost plotted out, and you told us where you were going to go in that evaluation. And you mentioned the hook and the sun rising in the west. So I did truly enjoy that. I also noted, Sugat, I believe you stepped in, didn't you? And you did the timing for Pithambaran for when he was speaking, and I thought that was fantastic. So thank you for doing that. I'm not sure if you guys communicated that on the side, but you didn't do it in the everyone chat, which I also appreciated. So you didn't distract me when you communicated, but that was seamless. I did notice that you were giving the timing, and that, well done. Well, good teamwork to everyone. I liked also how people gave the opportunity to volunteer to put their hand up for the table topics. One concern about that is, by putting the hand up, the hand stayed up the whole time. And for some people like me, having the hand up was a bit distracting. I have so many more observations, but I believe I'm running out of time. I can't see my timer right now on my phone, but I will turn back over to our Master of Ceremony, Von Erich, and thanks very much for giving me the opportunity to give feedback to the people in the group today. Von Erich.
Thank you very much, Rebecca, my friend. Thank you very much. We got a fresh evaluation tonight, but I would just want to mention to you, this club is very energetic. We got like chat, they are volunteer for table topics. And if you notice, we got 4 speakers. So it's very difficult to book a speech here if you're not. So you have to book it in advance. So all I can see, this family is very energetic, enthusiastic, and the teamwork. You mentioned the teamwork. So thank you for that. And again, we're going to remember all your observations, and we're going to improve. Thank you for coming too. Now I'm going to turn over the floor to our presiding officer and charter president, Lucky. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you very much, DTM Von. Awesome, fabulous, extraordinary meeting once again. Thank you all the guests to join and put our energies to another level with your presence. It was a great honor and pleasure to have you all here with us today. Yes, so polls for the prepared speech and the table topics evaluators are here for us. So I request everyone to please vote for the best prepared speaker. Can we have the next poll, please? So the best table topic poll is ready. I hope everyone has selected the best table topic speaker. Let's move on. Best speech evaluator. I hope everyone has voted. Cool. Great. So I think I'll get the answer the final response of the votes, the results very soon. So let's wait for that. Before that, I would like to special thanks to DTM Rebecca for being the general evaluator and teaching us so many things. DTM Rebecca, with your evaluation, we have learned so many things. Yes, there was one thing that even I did, and that's a learning for me, to put anything in the chat box when someone else is speaking. We should refrain from doing that from now on. Yes, and there were so many other things to learn from this evaluation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shyama. It was such a fantabulous episode of Table Topics Master with your wonderful questions, very apt, related to the theme of the day.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
And I would like to thank all the guests who participated in the table topics. I would like to thank Elios, Yash, Toastmaster Yash. Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you, Laura. Yash has to speak anything, something. Your hands are up. Yes.
Yeah,
Yash.
I would say the meeting was exceptional. Right from the start, it had all the good qualities which a Toastmaster meeting should have, right? And it was well mannered, and all the role players, especially, were spot on, and the speakers were also spot on.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I have the result with me. Yes, so there's all right, so I have the results. Can I have the certificates, please?
Lucky, I need a minute or two to prepare the certificate.
All right, Toastmaster Pradeep. All right, I would request other guests who have not spoken yet. We would love to hear from you. We would love to interact. Toastmaster Melanie, Manish Gupta, hi, Toastmaster Melanie.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm happy to be visiting you tonight from Australia. It's a long weekend here, so I'm normally not available at this time. I found your club warm and organized. So a suggestion for you is, for the Table Topics Master, maybe you can volunteer people, so the people that haven't had a chance to speak get prioritized first. I did enjoy all your speeches, and I especially like the feedback forms because I haven't seen that format in other clubs before. And I can see you're a really strong club, so I'm glad I had the opportunity to visit you. So thank you very much for having me tonight.
Thank you so much. So we are lucky today to have you here, being a long weekend. Toastmaster Elios, would love to hear a few words from you.
Okay. Hello, everybody from Talk and Duster here. Wow, you have nice thing here and great speaker. Also, I saw some familiar faces here, and the DTM Von has a great master of ceremony skills indeed. So you can lift up the mood here, and I think that's all from me. Yeah, keep up doing great job. I have been coming to Talk and Duster meeting several times. I love the vibe of the club. See you, Lucky.
Yes, Pradeep. Thank you. Thank you, Elias. Just a minute. Thank you, Elias. We are glad you are here again, and we love to see you in our club. And I hope we will be seeing you more often. We have met before earlier also. Thank you so much. Yes, Pradeep.
Sure. I'll go ahead and share the screen. Thank you.
Yes. So by the time Pradeep shares the screen, I would like to pass on this message that has been put by Toastmaster DTM Pitambaran about joining of interest. Anyone has got to be the part of the contest can connect with DTM Pitambaran at the WhatsApp number that he has shared.
So the
All
best
right,
speaker
so here are the results.
Go ahead, Lucky.
So congratulations, Pradeep. Toastmaster Pradeep Shetty is the best prepared speaker for meeting number 60. Congratulations. Well done. And here we have our one of the favorites, Laura Jones, as the best table topic speaker. Congratulations, Toastmaster Laura. Are you here? Yes, congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, that's a big tie. For the evaluator, looks like it's a big tie. Congratulations to all three of us. Congratulations, Sagat. Congratulations, Manoj.
Thank you, Lucky. Over to you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in and being so participative, so enthusiastic, and making our another wonderful meeting a great meeting.